Welcome to the series of JavaScript basic concept. We are learning the ES6 concepts. In the previous videos of this series, I explained issues of where, introduction of let and const, advantages and disadvantages of arrow functions, template literals, and destructuring of assignments, destructuring assignments and classes. Uh, you can check the playlist of JavaScript basic, the link on the upper right corner. And if you are interested to learn React.js from scratch, you can check my playlist, React Web Application from scratch, in the upper right corner. So today in this video, we'll know more ES6 concept. We will discuss JavaScript modules, default parameters, REST and spread operator. So without wasting time, let's get started. So JavaScript modules. In JavaScript, a module is a self-contained piece of code that encapsulates specific functionality variables or classes. So basically modules help in organizing code, making it more maintainable, reusable and easier to manage. They enable developers to break down large application into smaller manageable parts. So if I talk about the advantages of the JavaScript modules, modules encapsulate code, preventing the pollution of the global namespace. They define boundary, allowing specific parts of the code to be accessed from outside only if explicitly exported. Next is the reusability. Modules can be reused across different parts of an application or even in different projects, promoting code reuse and the modularity. Next is the dependency management. Modules can have dependencies on other modules, allowing developers to import functionalities they need. And the export and imports. Modules utilize exports to make specific code available for use outside the module and imports to bring functionality from the other modules in the current one. So we will show all the advantages by example. So we jump into the VS Code then. So I will create a math operation.js file which will export the add and the multiply function, and I will create another main.js which will import this add and multiply and use in the main.js. By running command node js module main.js. So you can see the sum 3 plus 2 equal to 5 and the 3 into 2 equal to 6. So here math operation.js is a module that contains two functions, the add and the multiply. These functions are then exported using the export statement, and imported the add and multiply here by requiring the file, and we use and passing the values, and it gives us the results. So here the encapsulation made here. Main.js just exported the function name, the add and the multiplied. It's have no idea about the logics inside the add and the multiply, and we can reuse the add and multiply in the multiple files just like the main.js. We can also use this add and multiply to the different files if they need. And exports and imports we saw whatever the advantages of the JavaScript module. Next, we have the default parameters and its advantages. So the default parameters in JavaScript, you can set default values for the functions parameters using the syntax introduced in the ES6. When the function is called without passing arguments, it uses the default values. If the arguments are provided during the function call, those values will be override the default ones. And the advantage of the default parameters, the feature is useful for providing the fallback values and making function more flexible. We'll see the default parameters example hands-on. So jump into the VS Code. So I will create a JavaScript file default params. So I will create a function greet which will take some arguments like the name, and I will default this value to the guest and the greeting. defaulted to the hello. Now I will console log it. Yep. Now I will call without passing any arguments and with passing arguments, and we will see the output. So without great here and with passing. Now let's run it. So you can see without passing arguments, it's taking the default value, which is the default parameter guest and the hello guest, and if I pass, it's overwrite the default parameters. Next, we have the REST operators and its advantages. The REST operators in JavaScript is presented by the three dots and was introduced in the ES6 to simplify working with the arrays and the function parameters. It has several advantages like handling variables arguments. The REST operator allows a function to accept a variable number of arguments, making it flexible. And next is the array destructuring. The REST parameter can be used in array destructuring to capture the remaining elements into new array. So we'll see both the advantages by example. So jump into the VS Code. So we'll see example of the variable arguments. Variable arg. So I will create a function sum which will take the variable arguments. By three dot I am mentioning the REST operators. It will take the variable number of numbers, and I will create the sum of these numbers. Now if I call the sum with the variable number of inputs like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can provide the many numbers as you want. So I am providing the 5 numbers, and it should return me the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the 15. So let's execute it, and you can see it's giving me the 15. So it's taking the the rest operators taking the variable number of arguments. Next, I will show you the array destructuring. So basically the array, I will take an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I will destructure it. So the first and rest, and we have the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will first it will take the first one, the one, and rest it will take the rest of the array. So if I console log first and rest, so you can see the result of the first and rest. So you can see the first one is the 1 and the rest is the 2, 3, 4, 5. So after the rest operator, we have the spread operators and its advantages. Spread operator similar, we represent by the three dots, and it simplify works with the arrays and the objects. If I come to the advantages of the spread operators are actually using to array and the object copying. If the array and the object is the straightforward, if it's not nested array or the nested object, so then we can do the deep copy of the array of the object. So we'll see by example. First, I will show you the shallow copy, example of the shallow copy, what is shallow copy and how it's done. Suppose I took a object person which has the name John and age 29. Now I copy this person to the new person, just assigning to the new person. Now if I change the new person age to 30, and if I console log both the person, you can see I changed the age of the new person, but the old person, which is the actual person, its age also changed. So basically this is an example of the shallow copy. When a reference variable is copied into a new reference variable using the assignment operator, a shallow copy of the reference object is created. In simple words, a reference variable mainly store the address of the object it refers to. When a new variable is assigned to the value of the old reference variable, the address stored in the old reference variable is copied to the new one. This means both the old and the new reference variables points to the same object. So you can see it points to the same object. That's why it's changed to 30. Both changed to 30. As a result, if the state of the object changed to any of the reference variable, it's reflected for both. Now we will overcome it by the spread operator. So without assigning, I will use the spread operator by 3 dot, and I copied it. Now if I print the same, so you can see it's not changed, it's copied dipped. So first is the first person remain unchanged and the new person changed to 30. Next we have the concatenating arrays and also objects. So we can concatenate two arrays on object by using the spread operator. We will see by example. Concatenation. So if I take two array, suppose const array 1 equal to 1, 2, 3, and next array 2, 4, 5. Now I will do concatenation. Concat array by console log the concatenated array. So you can see its merge is concatenated, the array 1 and the array 2. You can do same with the object. You can take two object and you can by using the spread operator you can concatenate these two objects. So you can try on your own. So it after the discussing the advantage, it also has the disadvantage, the spread operator, which is the shallow copy of the nested object or the nested. So this spread operator creates a shallow copy, means the nested array or the object within the spread elements are still reference, not deep copies. So we will see by example. So if I take this object, the person, if I make it nested, I will put here the address, and I will put the city Kolkata. Now I will change the city address.city to Mumbai, and let's see by running it. So you can see it's not a deep copy if it's nested. So it's changing the original person city to the Mumbai, but not the edge. So the nested array of the object within spread element are still reference. So it's not assigning the new address, new memory address. So the resolution of this problem is using the lodash, the npm lodash package. So lodash have the method clone deep. By cloning this nested array or the nested object to the deep will resolve the problem. So we will install the lodash then. Lodash. Now I will require it and I will use it. Okay, let's require it. Const load as require load as, and I will commented this the cloning by using the spread operator, and instead of I will use the load as dot clone deep, and I will pass the person. Sorry, this will be the low dash this one. Yeah, it's finding the clone deep. Now I will execute it. Now you can see it's copied deep, so that it's not changing by changing the new person address city, not changing the original person city. Original person city remains same. Okay. Okay, so that's all for this session. For this video, in the next video of the JavaScript Basics series, we will discuss about the JavaScript callback, drawbacks of the callbacks, and introduction of the promise and the async await. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, and please to subscribe my channel, and please share the video. And you can also check the playlist, the JavaScript basic playlist. I will add the link in the end of the video, and I will also add the link of the React.js application from scratch playlist link in the end of the video. Okay, thank you.